There is no other place in the world like our city. We're unique, vibrant, and a little unexpected. We're for telling local tales, unearthing hidden gems, and sharing the stories of spectacular people. We are Gold Coast.
Lawn bowls. Wish I found it earlier. What a game.
Okay, good afternoon everybody and welcome to our podcast today. It's Brian Marshall on behalf of the Gold Coast Tweed District Media Team. Got a lot of information to get out to you today, and of course, as always, beside me today is the CEO of Bowls Queensland, Mr. Brett Wilkie. How you going this afternoon, Brett?
Yeah, good, Brian. Good to be back with you again.
Yes, it's good. It's be wonderful to get some information out to our bowling fraternity out there, Brett, and they tell me you got some good news to tell us.
Yeah, good news. Last night we had the industry COVID safe plan approved for the outdoor sports, which Bowls Queensland is a part of. We've been working together with a number of other sports, Q Sport and also Sport and Rec Department, to get our industry COVID safe plan covered for all our group of sports. So that was approved roughly just after 5 o'clock yesterday by the Chief Health Officer, which now allows 20 people to be able to practice on a bowling green. And if clubs have multiple bowling greens, they can have 20 on each, which is good news for the clubs, Brian.
That is good news, Brett. It's great to see that the more people can go back out and practice and participate in this wonderful game of ours and get them back out in the beautiful weather we've got here at the moment, Brett, and rekindle their skills once again. Take a while. I watched a few people rolling up before I came down here this morning, and they're going to take a bit of practice, mate, to get back to where they were, but they're absolutely loving it and very appreciative. And Brett, if you could just probably inform the average bowler the process to go through to get these stages approved, because I realise you and your staff up there have done an absolutely wonderful job, but if you could just tell the average bowler out there what process goes through from stage 1 to stage 2.
So currently the stage 2 only allows gatherings of 20, but if you have an industry COVID safe plan in place for your industry, that enables that industry or clubs or different sort of sectors to have more than 20 if they can provide a plan where they can designate protocols in place and that sort of thing, and sort of enable people to be in areas they can have more than 20 in sort of different parts of, whether it's part of a club or areas and sporting grounds and things like that. So we've been approved to have 20 on each green following this plan. So in the sport and rec industry, there's around just over 70 sports in Queensland, and they're broken up into 4 different groups. So those 4 groups all work together with each other and then submitted a plan through Sport and Rec and Q Sport to the CHO, which the 4 sports as of last night are now all approved. So the sporting groups. So with our 20 per green, it only relates to the bowls side of things, which is outside. And that means that you can have 5 rinks now with 4 people, up to 4 people on a rink in action, and you must have a 2 metre gap in between each rink at this stage, so in stage 2. So, and we're encouraging that if there's 4 on a rink, that there should be 2 up each end, and maintain social distancing, and they can get out and practice. So in stage 2, it's with all the sports. The phase 2 is just all designed around getting back training in sport, so you can get out and have a practice, but competition is not set in our sport industry COVID safe plans, and the return to sport until stage 3. So competitions at this stage, stage 3 is sort of earmarked for July the 10th. So at this point in time, it's just back to training. You can have a practice and then look at more competition phase from stage 3.
Mate, the important part about this though, Brett, is it's great to see the bowlers back on the green, and as you said, they can get out there and roll up, and clubs could have 2 sessions a day if the bowlers want to come in and practice their skills, but it's just great to see the bowlers back out there again enjoying themselves. I can guarantee you from the clubs I've visited the last few days, there's been a lot of smiling people out there and just saying how great it is to be back out on the green. So with the planning process, Brett, as you said, the next stage is July 10th it's set down for. And what's involved in that as far as the planning process to get that approved?
So we've been liaising with both our group and also the CHO. We put forward some proposals. They've come back. Initially, we were looking to go to 7 rinks on a green in stage 3, but the CHO came back and asked us to have a buffer in between those rinks. So in stage 3, we can get back to have 8 on a rink, but there must be a gap between each rink. So we still need to maintain that buffer between rinks so we can help maintain social distancing. It's sort of mainly at the ends of the rink where people gather that we just need to make sure that people are not gathering and they're maintaining 1 per 4 square metres, and also that when people are coming to clubs, that they only come just prior to their practice and then leave straight away after, because we don't want any gatherings or anything like that. Even in stage 3, when we get to that stage, when there's more people, we just got to make sure that people aren't gathering and congregating, that they just come and have a practice and then go home.
No, that's good, Brett. It's just good to see him, as I said previously, back on the green. And of course, at this particular stage, the Gold Coast Tweed District Bowling Association, for argument's sake, at stage 3 does get passed on the 10th of July. We look like starting our pennant competition on the 1st of August. So, as you said, if we get that part playing that stage 3 passed, will we then start getting our bowlers back out there to play some good competition? But I'm sure the clubs in the meantime would be starting to play some of their championships once stage 3 is approved. But again, we can only get to stage 3 if the bowlers out there do the right thing. And I take my hat off to all the bowling fraternity out there all over Australia. I mean, everybody has been doing the right thing from what I've been told, and they've been sticking to the guidelines set down by their various health chief ministers, and they're doing the right thing. So that's very good to see. And the only way we can get to stage 3 is by everybody still keep doing the right thing. So what else is in line with Bowls Queensland, Brett, between now and the end of the year? We can tell our bowlers out there's going to be some good competition coming up soon, so the players should be practising their skills at the moment.
Yeah, we postponed our state championships from May. Would have been played just recently, so that's been postponed. The district sides was put back till next year, but the state championships we maintain that we would try and get them played this year if we can, and we're currently looking at October to get that played. So once we have it all finalised, we will look at reopening the entry forms. So I know many people have left their entries in, some have been refunded, so it will be opened again for a number of weeks so people can get their entries back in, and we're looking forward to getting back on, with our championships and all that sort of thing in later in the year, getting up and running again. Another thing was the Champion of Champions singles we put back. So pairs and fours, our Bowls Queensland board decided that they wouldn't continue on to state championships this year, to a state finals, but the singles will continue, and we're looking at around mid-November for that to be played. So and that goes on to a national Champion of Champions singles and also the World Champion of Champions singles. So we're keen to still get that played. So there's still plenty of time, as from stage 3, to get those competitions up and running through to a state final in November.
Well, that's good. So there's going to be plenty of competition for the bowlers once stage 3 is approved. Also, too, on the Gold Coast Tweed District, as I said, we'll be starting the pennants hopefully on the 1st of August. We've got our Summer 9 semi-finals and finals to be played the last weekend of July, just prior to the pennant competition starting. And also, too, Brett, state multi-disabilities, how's that looking at this year? I've had a few inquiries about that.
Yeah, we're just currently lining up all the representatives from the 4 disability groups to have a meeting, hopefully in the next week or two, to start looking at potential dates and venues for that sort of competition, and just make sure that they're keen to still run that event.
Well, that's good for all of our bowlers out there that have a disability, to get them back on the green and being competitive also. And what's your advice, Brett, to clubs, local tournaments for argument's sake? What's your advice to the clubs with that, like a time frame to start those things?
Well, I know stage 3 is more a return to competition, but as for tournaments and that sort of thing, well, I think clubs need to sort of be patient, and when they're attracting people into their club from different parts, they really need to make sure that they've got systems in place to make sure they can cover those sort of things. So it's probably a bit hard to put a designated time frame on that sort of thing at the moment, but we'll continue to update clubs and districts with every bit of information we get through. We're continually advocating for our sport with multiple agencies, whether it's Sport and Rec, the OLGR, and working with Clubs Queensland and Q Sport continually, and just liaising with the health department and that sort of thing. So we're continually trying to find out more information that we can pass on to clubs, and also whatever we can advocate for our sport to keep moving forward. But I just encourage clubs to look at the COVID safe plan, industry plan that we have for the outdoor group, that they maintain that they look all through this and follow the procedures in place, and also the checklists involved that it represents. And so that's for just the bowling side of the sport, outside, being able to have 20 on a green and that sort of thing. And then there's also approved is for the inside the club through Clubs Queensland and the Hoteliers Group, and the RSL's group is one for the insides of the club for clubs to be able to have more than groups of 20 in defined areas. But if any clubs have any questions on that, Clubs Queensland would be happy to help out, because they've been a big part in assisting create that industry COVID safe plan for the inside running of the club. And I notice already, Brian, many clubs have got up and running with multiple areas in their club where they can have people as per their 1 per 4 square meterage and that sort of thing. And with also the inside, there's a lot of checklists to cover off for the insides of clubs as well. So and clubs have just got to be wary if how the two plans correlate together. So they need to work in with each other. If they're at their limits inside and there's people bowling outside, well, they won't be allowed to go inside to sit down in the club.
No, that's very good advice there, Brett, and I really would recommend everybody out there, once we get the bowling up and running again, to definitely read through those plans, make yourself very aware of them and display them within your club. And as I said previously, everybody out there is doing a wonderful job maintaining the social distancing, just enjoying rolling up, practicing on the green, and let's keep it going to get to stage 3, because we'd hate to be the cause of a second wave, Brett, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I think it's important that everyone's been patient through this time. I know some people have got a little bit frustrated not being able to get out and bowl, but now we can get more people on the greens, which is great, and we just need to maintain doing the right thing, because there are fines in place for people that are not adhering to the requirements. And there's a lot of people that'd love to be out there playing competitions or whatever at the moment, but at this stage, it's the return to sport is a staged effect, and it's just getting back to training at this point in time. So we just want to make sure that clubs, that they can get more people out on their greens now, which is great. Be patient and start looking forward to the next stage 3 when they can start doing a little bit more.
Yes, no, that's very good advice there, Brett. And also too, committee positions, are they still open at this stage, Brett?
Yeah, we've got our committee positions open for all Bowls Queensland committees, including match committee, umpires, coaching and selection committees. So we encourage anyone who'd like to volunteer their time to help Bowls Queensland run events and sort of monitor, the selection of events, or also helping with our coaching and umpiring courses and getting information out to people and education throughout the state.
No, that's great, and I must admit I take my hat off to all the people that have worked previously, because they do an absolutely wonderful job, and sometimes criticised, but they try their best to make sure everybody enjoys this great sport of ours.
It's one thing that we'll be looking, when once we're able to, getting our coaches and umpires committees out and about, re-accrediting people and accrediting new coaches and umpires. It's once we can get out and about, we'll start to kick those up again.
Well, that's great, mate, because they do a great job and out there, and I know they do a lot of travelling, spend a lot of time away from home, travelling around the state. It's quite a large area, and to all of those committees out there and Chairman, thank you very much, and good luck in your re-nomination. Love to see you all back, because you've done a great job this year. Also, too, just on behalf of the Gold Coast Tweed District, Brett, I'd just like to thank you and the board and the staff at Bowls Queensland for. I know there's been a bit of criticism out there of, but you guys, I realise, I witnessed myself the amount of work yourself and the board and the staff have put in to get us to stage 2. It's been very frustrating, not only for the bowlers but for yourself too. But a hearty congratulations on behalf of the Gold Coast Tweed District, and mate, just hopefully we can get us through to stage 3 a bit quicker than.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. We have put in a lot of work, and we haven't stopped. It's just been ongoing liaising with all the different departments and that sort of thing, and the staff have been really good, and also the board working together. So. There is a lot happening behind the scenes, and it will continue to happen. And we're pushing all we can to move our sport forward. No,
that's great, mate. It is, and it's just going to be great to get everybody back there. And as we said previously, just keep on doing the right thing through stage 2, so we can get to stage 3 and get back into a bit of competitiveness. And I know for a fact I'm looking forward to my first game of bowls this Tuesday coming. So. It's going to be great to get back out there. But just a few little things on behalf of the Gold Coast Tweed District. We've done a little bit of restructuring with our board, and Robbie Allen, who used to be the chairman of media, has now been moved over to chairman of match. Peter Bryan, who was chairman of match, has been moved to chairman of coaching. He'll work in with Roger Goodridge, who's one of our coaches with the arm bowlers. Does a great job, Roger. And Tony Allen takes over the role of media. So it's great to welcome Tony to our chairperson of media, and I know that she'll keep her father well and truly in line. So congratulations to Tony and to all those people, and thank you very much, Peter, for putting up your hand for coaching, and we look forward to working with Robbie as far as chairman of match concerned with all of our committees also. So with that, Brett, mate, it's been great catching up with you this morning. It's hopefully we can do another podcast in the next couple of weeks when we get closer to stage 3. But I'd just like to say to all the bowlers, as I said, just go out there, enjoy your practice, enjoy your roll-up, enjoy your bowls, support your club, this great game of ours, and I look forward to seeing you all in the very near future. On behalf of the Gold Coast Tweed District Media Team, a big thank you. Enjoy your bowls. Thank you.
Live audience.
Yeah.
Lawn bowls. Wish I found it earlier. What a game.
There is no other place in the world like our city. We're unique, vibrant, and a little unexpected. We're for telling local tales, unearthing hidden gems, and sharing the stories of spectacular people. We are Gold Coast.